control. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Good afternoon, everyone. This is the Business Zone with
Crystal
and Coach Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic. And today, folks, we're going to have an amazing show. We've got two powerhouse guests on the show today. And before that, in the meantime and in between time, I want to talk to my co-host. So, co-host, talk to me. What's going on?
Hey, how are you?
Man, doing good, man. So you're back from your vacation, your international tour.
I am back from my international tour and vacation. I'm rested. My brain is all firing up. All the cylinders are firing up at the same exact time. I was doing two workshops this week, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like it was in the early days, like in January of 2023, as opposed to July of 2023 when I could barely remember my own name. So
Oh man.
yeah, it was good. I enjoyed the rest. So yeah, I'm back.
So you've been busy out there meeting with kings, the king of Egypt and the mayor of Memphis, Tennessee.
Yeah, I was out I was relaxing. I had as I said last week, I had a fantastic time in Egypt. I think I've become because I was posting pictures when I was in Egypt. So I've had a number of people that have reached out going, I'm going to Egypt next month. Can we talk? So I don't know if you know Delphine Pruitt from US Bank.
I think I've heard of her. I don't think I
Yeah,
actually
she's
met
been
her.
on the community briefing, so I know her from there. So she left for Egypt Wednesday. So she called me before she left. It's like, hey, it appears that you have contacts in Egypt. Can I have it? I just need to think I know somebody in the country.
So you are the official Egyptian ambassador.
Like I'm the only one that's been to Egypt, right? So I got a call from her, and then there's another young lady that put on Facebook last week. She's in Michigan, and so she's going to Egypt next month. So she's reaching out, asking for she wants input on what insights on what they should be aware of. So I guess I am the official U.S. ambassador for Egypt.
You're the official ambassador, but hey, you're gonna have to add that to your bio title. You know, not only are you a business coach and author, business owner, now you are also an ambassador to Egypt.
Right. So you going to Egypt, I guess I'm the new tour guide. So but Delphine got there last night, and so she's having so she's on her tour today.
That is
And
great.
she got in late last night. So she texted me, let me know she got there. So there you go. My pupils are there enjoying. I've told them some of the great places that we went to, and so hopefully, but she's on a tour, so she actually she's going to spend a couple of days in Cairo, and then she's going on to Aswan, which is the Nubian village.
So she's probably there for what, 3 weeks then?
I think 10 days. I think she's going to do that. And then they're going up to Luxor, and they'll be there they're going to take a cruise from Aswan to Luxor, and then back in and fly. I think they're going to fly back out of Cairo. So she's going to be on a whirlwind tour, doing her thing. A little different than me because I actually do have family there. So I get to see it from a local standpoint.
Yeah. Well, like I always say, man, when you're in a foreign land, try to make as many connections, business connections as possible, because you never know when we need to do that international partnership.
Right, exactly. So, but I see what happened. I got some connections in South Africa, so I'm looking forward to what that's going to pan out to be. And then I have some clients that are doing business over there. But and somebody else I spoke to there's an actually African conference. So there's someone that I'm speaking to over here that is doing business with a number of African countries. So working on some stuff there, and then we have Eric Bell coming on at the end of the month. And you met him
Yes.
over on
The business,
the
the community.
community briefing. So he's going to be on our show
Yeah.
at the end of the month. No, next week actually. He's going to be here next week. So,
Beautiful.
um,
Beautiful.
but yeah, we gotta be thinking international. We
For
can't just
sure. For
think
sure.
about doing business just in this little bitty old. And it's funny because people that live in whatever state they live in, they want to do business in that state. But hell, it's a whole country. We got
Yeah.
a whole country we can be doing
Yes.
business in.
For sure, for sure. And that's really what we want, man. If we can generate our revenues from other locations other than the United States and make our millions, then hey, that's all that matters. That means we have less hurdles and less challenges to deal with.
And it opens up. You don't have to be if you don't have a lot of business running in the city that you're in, hell, look
Yeah,
out, because the internet is there. The internet is
that's
for
right.
there for you to do business in, all throughout. But that means you have to have an online presence,
Hmm.
and you have to do some networking outside of your little community. And we're all virtual now, so heck, no problem. Do what we
That's
got to
right.
do.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hmm.
Now, for those of you who are just tuning in, this is the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert. We're here every Friday from 3 to 4:30, and some of the weeks we'll have guests, and some of the week we may not have guests, and that's when we do our class in session, guys. That's when we start giving you some real meat and potatoes of certain areas of your business that you need to expand on to grow and enhance. So always keep tuning in, guys. And if you don't know where to find us, you can find us on YouTube Live. You can find us on Facebook and also on LinkedIn. And my co host is going to tell you guys how you can get connected. So, co host, do you want to let them know what's going
I
down?
certainly do. So you can go over to our YouTube channel right now and subscribe to our YouTube channel. There's a QR code here, or just type in the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert. Hit that subscribe button. If you like the program, hit that like button, because it really helps us. And this is the place to be. Between Gilbert and I, not giving you our age, but we have probably close to 60 years of experience in the areas that we operate in. And not only that, we're so passionate about helping our small business community, making sure you guys are uh, um, business ready, bank loan
Contract
ready,
ready.
and contract ready, because that's what you want to be. You want to make sure you have all your I's dotted, all your T's crossed, so that you can get in on some really big contracts, which could literally change the way you do business. So hit our subscribe button, and we'd love to have you join the Business Zone family. You get cut sometimes when we do our class and sessions. You are actually getting coaching from us. In fact, somebody told us we probably give too much.
That is true. That is true. See, that's what happens when you love your work. When you love your work, you don't really measure what type of delivery you provide. You just deliver information because you want the audience to really benefit from it. So yeah, maybe we do give too much for free, but we love what we do, guys. So
I actually call it customer service.
that's
I'm
right.
big on customer service. So I want you to walk away with some usable material
Yeah,
when you
that's
when you encounter me. I want you to be able to go and apply this to your business and actually see some results from what you've gotten from it. That's how I look at it. Not giving
that's
too much,
exactly what I'm
just giving
talking
you
about.
something to work with, man.
Yep.
That's what I call it.
Yep, that's exactly what I'm talking about. And co-host, do you want to tell them about our anniversary that's coming up?
Right. So we actually have been on air for 7 years this year. And because I was traveling all throughout the summer, our actual anniversary date was July 7th, 2023, 7 years on the air. But we're going to, before the end of the year, we're going to work on this. We are going to have a remote show. And so we're going to invite you down. We haven't worked out all the details. We'll be working on that this month, and come out and celebrate with the business zone. But you can go over to our YouTube channel, and we literally have, we've been on air for 7 years. We've been on air consistently every week for that 7 years. So there's over 700 videos that are in our archives that on every subject of the business world. You can find it. Some incredible guests like we have today. We have Today we have Mr. Richard Palley, who is the deputy district director for
Director.
the Small Business Administration, and then we also have Mr. Carlos Ray, and he's from Meriwether
Meriwether and Williams.
and Williams,
Yeah.
the insurance company. He's going to talk about a great program that they have going on with a number of municipals in Los Angeles. So this is the place you come to find out what is going on and how you get connected. We want you to make big money. We want you to grow your revenues. So we bring those individuals. So Gilbert, tell them what you do.
Well, guys, I'm one of those gurus who's been in this industry for over 30 years. So I'm like a utility. I'm like one of those Swiss Army knives. I'm a utility knife. I do everything, a little of everything. Not a jack of all trade, but I do a little of everything. So
all right.
What I do, I help you to get your certifications. But before you get your certification or apply for your certification, we help you to assess where you are and make sure that you are certification ready. So any type of certification you're looking for, whether you're looking for minority, woman-owned, disadvantaged business enterprise, veteran-owned business, you name it. If you want SBA 8A certification, any of those we help you with, guys. So first, we do an assessment with you and make sure you have all the key documents that's required for this certification. Then after that, we do procurement readiness. So we help you for contracts and procurement, show you what you need, what documents you need, how you need to structure your business for that. We also help you to go out there and
that's okay. No, that was me.
Okay.
Didn't mean to throw you off.
We also help you to build your capability statements, guys. If you need to have a capability statement, don't know what the capability statement is, want to know what it is, we teach classes in that as well. We also coach you one-on-one, show you how to create your own capability statement. And if you're a nonprofit and you're not so sure if you're nonprofit ready, we'll do an assessment on your business and make sure you're nonprofit ready and provide you all the tools you need to function efficiently as a nonprofit. So anything you guys need to run your business, loan readiness, if you're trying to go after a loan or a line of credit, we help you with that too. And one of our guests today will be talking a little bit about bonding and insurance for your small business. So we also prep you in getting ready for bonding and insurance as well, because there are certain documents you will need in your business in order to go after bonding and insurance. So there's a wide spectrum of what we do for you guys. And like I say, we're like Swiss Army knives. We're a utility tool that will provide you and give you the support in pretty much all the areas of business that you need. And there is one other tool that we want to talk about, which I'm sure my co-host will pop up right now on the screen so you guys can know about. And it's the amazing Small Biz Pro, which you guys need for your back office. This is a back office tools, guys, that tool that help you guys identify what documents you need to run your business, where to store it, where to identify it. You can access these documents in 6 seconds or less. 6 seconds or less. Don't know any other platform that can help you to identify and find your key documents in 6 seconds or less. So whether you're in the field, whether you're in a foreign country, wherever you are, we help you to access those documents on the spot and keep them current so they never expire on you. So my co-host right now will go ahead and pop the Small
I
Biz
will pop
Pro
that in.
promo on the screen for you.
All righty. And I also I'm the co-director of Recycling Black Dollar. So I'm gonna pop in some other some events that we're having this week, next week actually, a workshop on how to your back office capabilities. We have one of the speakers or consultants from Southern California Edison. This is part of our requirements. Going to be talking about that, so I'll pop that up on the screen and put that in the chat so you guys can actually join in on that. And then the following month we have Patricia Click, right?
Yes.
So she used to work with Edison, Southern California Edison, so she's going to be speaking for us as well. And then in addition to that, I have another great podcast that is every Thursday at 11 o'clock, and you get to meet the movers and the shakers and the stakeholders that are actually doing business and working on your behalf. So yesterday we were kind of excited because we had Lori Gay, who actually heads up and runs the NHS, the National Housing Services, for those that are looking to buy houses. They have these great classes for first-time buyers. And so, there are so many resources out there that most people don't tap into that can really move you from one level to the next level. So, and while we're doing this, I'm going to show this. I think our guest, Mr. Palley, is still having challenges to get in. I just sent him the link again. He's watching us online, but hey, Richard, I just text you the link. So see if you can use that link to get in. We can try emailing you another invitation, but let's see what we can do. I'll make that happen while we do talk about your back office. So this is what's important, guys. Gilbert, before I do this, our tax deadline was extended from April 15th to October 16th.
Oh,
so it's
Lord.
right
Tomorrow.
October.
So
it's right around the corner. But however, if you have an S corp, today is your deadline.
Oh, Lord. Lord.
I don't know if you guys are on top of this, but if not, you might incur a penalty if you are not ready. But this is what we talk about for back office. You got to be ready before it's time to be ready. So it starts here. So I have clients panicking. And it feels like all of a sudden I'm back into the March and the February madness. So I'm trying to get them before October 16th before they really ride me. So anyway, here we go. This is how we manage our businesses, how we make sure we stay in compliance. So Gilbert has come up with this amazing software program that can really help you stay on point with all of your deadlines, so you don't have to take yourself through unnecessary stress.
That's right.
So here we go. Wait a minute.
Work and takes thing. Do you have a tool that organizes your company's paperwork and takes care of all your record keeping? Does your current record-keeping system send you 90-day alerts to remind you that your key documents are about to expire and need to be renewed? Can you find contracts and procurement opportunities in seconds from any of the 50 United States so you can grow your business? Is your business organized so that you can tell which key documents are needed to efficiently run the business? How about woman-owned, small business, or disadvantaged business enterprise certifications? Do you have a checklist of all the key documents you need to become certified? Does your current system allow you to conduct market research from multiple sources and provide you industry and market data in seconds? Well, Small Biz Pro does all of that and more. Small Biz Pro is the #1 business management, compliance, procurement assistance, and market research assistance tool on the market today. Download the app now and you will be amazed. It's like having 3 additional employees working for you, but you don't have to pay them. What are you waiting for?
So there you have it. Now, Gilbert, I'm one that, just having clients by themselves sometimes is stressful. So I try not to have any extra stress. So I try to stay on top. Um I try to stay on top of all things that need to have deadlines. So tell us a little bit how Small Biz Pro helps you stay on top of your deadlines.
Man, if ever you want a platform that holds every document that you need for something, whether you need it for a certification, you need it for a bid, you need it for a proposal, you need it to do a presentation for anything at all those documents are stored in one spot for you guys. That's what Small Biz Pro is all about, guys. You upload those documents, we store it, and we store it for 7 years for you. You can access it anytime. You can upload it. You can update it. You can change it. The platform also sends you alerts and notifications to let you know, hey, this document is going to expire in 90 days. What do you want to do? And if you're busy, you may ignore it, but 60 days down the line, it's gonna remind you again, remind you 30 days, and it keeps reminding you until you renew it. So that's an advantage that many of your competitors don't have. They don't have any tools that does that for them. So Small Biz Pro was designed with you small businesses in mind, so that you would never, ever miss another procurement, another proposal, another opportunity again. If you need a loan or a line of credit, guys, you have all your documents there, your tax returns, you got your balance sheet, your profit and loss, statement of cash flow, you got your bank monthly statements, you've got that in the system. Anything you need, your invoices, you name it, receipts, it's all there stored in the platform for you guys. So like I said, when I was designing this platform, I had all of you small business in mind who don't like paperwork, because that's really what Small Biz Pro is about. It's a tool designed to help folks who don't like to do paperwork. It manages the paperwork for you. So that's really what this is all about. And if you're starting a business, you're not so sure if you have all the key documents in place or what you need to do, Small Biz Pro, again, it will give you an assessment. You can do an assessment to know if you have all the key documents, what key documents you need, or what agencies you need to register with, whether it's the IRS, the Secretary of State, the city, the county, you name it. It's all there, guys. That's what this platform does. So this is like Christmas coming to you every day instead of you waiting for Christmas to come in December.
And I tell you, I teach for the New Women's Business Center, and I teach a class called Startup Launch Your Business, right? So we go through, all the steps of starting a business, and then what my class 4 is all about business processes. And the business, you have an idea, you do your research, you execute that idea, you start the business, right? But then you got to manage and run the business. And so that's what we're talking about. Running the business is essential to your success, right?
Yes.
So you have to, I'm a big component of tools, man. I can tell you, Gilbert will tell you, I got tools for everything, because it makes it easy.
She's my little nerdy IT person that she knows pretty much everything, guys. She knows everything. I lean on her.
Because I got my business, I got the Recycling Black Dollars, I got the 2 podcasts. So you got to have things to keep you in order so you can stay on top, because things could get a little dicey if you didn't. And that's why Small Biz Pro is one of those tools. And especially if you're looking to do business to business, business to government, you need those tools so that you stay in compliance. So that's what Small Biz Pros does for you. So we suggest you go over there and you sign up. Gilbert will put some information in the chat so that you can, he might even be generous today and give you a little incentive.
That's true. That's true.
That's true. So, Gilbert, did you do anything special this week while we're waiting for our guests to come in?
Well, really, what I did, I had a very important meeting this week. Besides going to um, how should I say? It's a recognition dinner for one of our colleague at the Hispanic Coalition of Small Businesses. He's one
Mm-hmm.
of our board members there, and he's running for state senate in the Inland Empire. So it seemed like he's got a pretty good chance of winning.
Oh,
So yeah,
awesome.
so his name is Dr. Angelo Farouk, and he's been pretty sharp, and he's been in the community doing workforce development and a lot of different things. So we're hoping we're hoping that he wins, because that will bring a lot of publicity and a lot of notoriety to our organization and our small businesses in the community. So that was one. I had another meeting with a powerful contract provider. I won't say their name because they don't want me to say it yet,
Okay.
but they want me to head up their mentor protege program, which I'm very excited about. So this program will be,
Awesome.
oh yeah, this program will be for DBEs, small business enterprise, and veteran-owned business enterprises as well. So we're excited. We're packaging our proposals and all of that to make this thing happen. In the meantime, they want us to identify certain type of DBEs, such as any DBE that owns a hotel or any lodging facility. We
Mm-hmm.
want to bring those in. We also want to look at DBEs that are in janitorial services and cleaning services. So if there are DBEs in those areas, if you're certified, that's good. If you're not certified, let me know. I can work with you in getting certified. So if you're out there, you're listening to this show today, and you are a DBE or you want to be a DBE, then I'm going to put my phone number in the chat. You go ahead and give me a call, and I'll also give you guys free registration in my small biz platform. You'll register for free. You'll get a 10-day free registration, and after that, I can extend it for you and give you a longer license so you can use that and run your business, guys. So we're here to help you today in the interest of small business, small minority businesses. That's what we're here for.
It's interesting. I had a client during the pandemic, a young lady, and I don't know if this was probably an anomaly, but this young lady during the pandemic started up a cleaning service. And of course, during the pandemic, everybody had to be focused on sanitary environments and stuff, so that
Mm-hmm.
to prevent um, the disease or the virus from spreading, right?
Yeah,
This young lady, Gilbert, I was blown away. This is the first time I've ever consulted with a client that had just started a business. She
yeah,
was 10 months into the business.
right.
She was already at 380 something thousand dollars.
That's amazing.
And that's amazing, right? That don't
Yeah.
usually happen. You usually don't even see those. A lot of our businesses never see that type of money in a lifetime, but she did. So those basic businesses, that's what Warren Buffett always says.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we try to get so elaborate with our businesses, that it's so complicated, but it's those simple businesses that provide services that people need every single day are the businesses that are more likely to succeed faster than those that have these elaborate deliveries with a whole lot of money backing them in order to get to the marketplace.
Oh,
Would you
yes.
agree?
I totally agree, man. I totally agree. And see, the thing is, a lot of entrepreneurs, they believe that in order for them to start a business, a successful business, run a successful business, it has to be some high power, special kind of business. Not really. I mean, yeah, you want to provide a service. You want to solve a pain in the marketplace, a pain that consumers have. And by you stepping into the marketplace, you're able to solve it better than the competition. So that's what small businesses are looking for. And some of the solutions are so simple, man. So simple. It could be janitorial services, it could be cleaning, it could be baking, cooking, it could be laundry service. It could be professional services, maybe some level of construction. If you have a niche, so let's say you have a niche and you tailor your business specifically to residential construction, where you
Mm-hmm.
help them with roof, windows, drywall, flooring, electrical, whatever, man, that could be a nice little niche for you. So,
Mm-hmm.
and even notary services. I got one of my clients here in the chat right now, Miss Pat. She does notary service, a mobile notary service. You know, when you're buying a house, you need a notary. You're doing a proposal to submit, you need notary to sign the paperwork. All of those things, guys. So yeah, very simple. Very
Yeah,
simple.
really, really simple. I was this week, and I was in Ventura at a garden fair, and a festival. You know, I like to garden, so we go do these nerdy things. And so we drove up to Ventura. It was actually pretty cool. We got to get some new, but I met so many people who had started as a hobby. They just
Yeah,
liked the garden,
yeah,
and now they had a business. So we met this one guy that he started his. He lives up in Humboldt, California. So he started before cannabis was legal. He
yeah,
actually had a cannabis farm. Then, as he was getting into the marketplace when it became legal, things got a little hairy. And so his wife is like, "Man, it's getting a little dangerous out here for you to be in this cannabis industry now that it's legal, right? It was
yeah,
not dangerous when it wasn't legal,
yeah.
but it became real dangerous when 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 it became legal." But he was an expert at soil. And so that's the business he's in now, is
Yeah.
creating this incredible soil for the people that are in the cannabis business. And he's
Wow.
making hand over fist money
That's
with that. So,
amazing.
right, this is something you
See,
have a
that's all it takes, a little ingenuity to think about some things ahead of time. Think of some simple things you would like in your life. You know, like for example, like in that case, this person did the soil. So I'm sure it's pre-manufactured soil. It's got whatever in it to grow the product, right? So he's got that ready, and you can just buy it ready made. Same thing with clothes or anything else, man. It's the same thing. So keep thinking of it, guys. And also, we got our one of our regular viewers and listeners here, Black Business Los Angeles Online Community.
Fernando. Hey,
Thank you, sir,
Fernando.
for joining us today.
Glad to have you. And Patricia said the cannabis market is good for notaries. So
Yeah,
as well as the mortgage marketing, finance,
yeah,
anything to do with people having to verify who you are. That's
yeah,
what I say. It just doesn't. You don't have to be elaborate about having a
yeah.
over the top business that costs thousands and thousands of dollars to launch. Just something basic that you actually can get into for a couple of hundred, a couple $100, maybe a couple $1,000, which is, but at the same time give you some amazing yields.
Look
So,
look at this guy. Look at this guy that started this company called I'll Haul Your Junk. I'll
oh,
haul your junk. And all he did was to get a truck and say, "Hey, you got junk at your home? I'll come haul it away for you. You pay me and I'll take it to the landfill." See? And that guy is a multi-millionaire right now. And as a matter of fact, those were some college kids. Those were some college kids who came together and decided to start that business.
yeah,
College kids,
right,
you know,
exactly.
they
It's
needed extra money while they were in college.
right, exactly. Just basic stuff. That's all I say. Just basic stuff. We don't sometimes, people like, oh, man, my obstacles or my hindrances is money.
Yeah,
Man, it don't really, not always, not
right.
always. It sometimes is, we make it more complicated than it is. So we're
See,
waiting.
oh,
Go
go
ahead,
ahead,
Gilbert.
go ahead, go ahead.
No, I was just saying I've been getting messages from Richard. He's got to come in on his personal computer because those governmental computers don't like these sites that we use. So
That's okay. We'll just go to our next guest.
yeah, so
But
we're gonna bring in Carlos in a few minutes. Carlos, I hope you're ready. He's in the back in the green room. So then
yeah,
that'll give Richard enough time to don't not panic, Richard. Just we here until 4:30.
yeah, yeah. Carlos is back in the green room eating all our Jamaican food back there. So
So we're gonna bring Carlos in. Carlos, let me bring up a little bit of information. Who he
So
works.
while you're doing that, let me brag about you a little bit because
Oh
I love
Lordy,
to
have
brag
mercy.
about you. My co-host, she's very modest. She doesn't like to brag about herself, so I have to bring her flowers every week, man, and brag about her. So we're talking about how an entrepreneur can venture into the marketplace by just starting something very simple, solving a simple solution in the marketplace, and it could turn into a multi-million-dollar industry or venture, or even a multi-billion-dollar venture. Now, my co-host, how she got started back in the 2007 and 8, when the economy was turned upside down. Everybody was nervous, worried, losing their jobs. Some of them were losing their homes. People are being laid off left, right, and center. But my co-host she was in a different industry. But one of the things that one of the skills she had under her belt was the accounting and bookkeeping skills. That, she just did it like a hobby. Didn't really do it a lot. And that's the thing, guys. When you do a hobby and you do it very well, you can turn that into a business. A hobby is when you do something you love very much, but you don't get paid for it. That's a hobby. But once you start getting paid for it, then it becomes your occupation. It becomes your career. So my co-host was just doing stuff as a hobby. And when the country got turned upside down in 2007 and 8, when the banks were criminalizing consumers, taking our money and charging us all kinds of fees for it, my co-host was able to venture out into bookkeeping and accounting and start helping companies manage their books, minding their business, and staying secured to some extent in that turbulent industry. So she started out doing that, and before you know it, she started doing bookkeeping and accounting for churches. She started doing it for nonprofit organizations, for-profit organizations, and she can tell you that if you need a recession-proof business, bookkeeping and accounting is the thing. Is one of the things you want to look at. So that's what my co-host did. She won't tell you these things. She won't brag, but I'll brag about her because I love to brag about her. She's one of those, I call her a superwoman because she's one of those women that, I'm a small business advocate and I'll do whatever it takes to help small business. She has those qualities too. So that's why I'm drawn to her, because she has some qualities that I really like. And that's what I shared with my clients as well. So she has been phenomenal helping organizations. Now she's helping the Women's Business Center. She's also a business coach for GLAC, the Business Evolution Program. She coaches for the Los Angeles Urban League. She coaches for the Vermont Slauson Economic Development Corporation. She's all over the place, guys. So I just want to brag about her because I know she doesn't like to brag. So while you're looking up Mr. Carlos's bio.
Well, thank you very much, Gilbert. Yeah, for me. Oh, Richard, welcome. I was all about making sure I could make some money, man. So I had to find me a skill set that was recession proof. As long as there's businesses, there's going to be a need for somebody to do somebody's books and consult. And now I added on teaching and education and training. And so, yeah, I'm never worried about not having business.
That's
I got enough.
right.
I got those skills that are transferable.
Yep, yep. And that's
So,
what we need to do, man. That's what we need to do.
all righty. So, Richard, we're going to bring you on in a few minutes, but we're going to bring Carlos on, and then we're going to we will do it for you, Crystal. So thank you guys. So we're going to bring Carlos on, and then Richard, we'll bring you in as well. Just take some deep breaths. You're here, so don't worry about it.
And before, just so you know, co-host, one of our viewers, Mr. Fernando, in our chat said, "You're all that and a bag of chips."
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So with that, we're going to bring Mr. Carlos on. He works for a company called Meriwether and Williams Insurance Company. I like a motto. I'm looking at their website, and it says helping you transform obstacles into opportunities. And that's how I look at things, being able to take something that looks like an obstacle and turn it into an opportunity. So Meriwether has been in the insurance business for 25 years, that provide unparalleled expertise and service by offering customized insurance solutions to minimize risk, facilitate infrastructural development, and enable cost-effective project completions. So with that, I believe Carlos is if I look over here, he is the client and community relations. So I'm going to let him tell you all about who he is and what he does for Meriwether and Meriwether and Williams and everything else that he wants to tell us about himself. So take it away, my friend.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Crystal and Gilbert. Thank you so much for having me this afternoon. I missed the Jamaican buffet here in the Green Room.
Oh
so
man,
we'll talk about that later.
I think Richard ate it all, man. Okay. Richard probably ate it all.
All right, we'll talk about that after the show. But no, thank you guys for having me this afternoon. I'm excited to be here. As you mentioned, I'm Carlos Ray with Meriwether and Williams Insurance Services. I am in the client community relations. And I'm here on behalf of the company. We're a full-service property and casualty insurance firm. We also have risk management and specialty project consulting, but we're probably most known for our contractor development and bonding programs here in the state of California. What we do is we work with public agencies, especially here in the Los Angeles area. We call it the LA Regional Contractor Development and Bonding Program. And we work with the agencies to help small business contractors grow their capacity and their business. So we do that in a four-pronged process. We call it the 4 pillars of contracting. And it's for contractors who are interested in doing work with public agencies. So we provide assessments and technical assistance. So when you're enrolled in our program, you'll get assigned a contractor development manager who will help you assess your business, understand what kind of contracts you want to go after with public agencies. And then they'll work with you to put a work plan together to help you achieve those goals as you get ready to bid on opportunities with different agencies here in the LA area. And so our second approach is we do bonding assistance, we do collateral support, and contract financing. With bonding, we can help you get bonding, we can help you grow your bonding capacity. We have licensed insurance agents on our staff that can help you, introduce you to sureties who understand what small and diverse businesses are going through as they're trying to work with public agencies. We have a new program called our contract financing assistance program, which is sort of like a short-term loan that helps small businesses that maybe not be able to go into a traditional lender and get funds to help them start a project, but we have a program that can help them in that way. We also do education and training, so we do training academies where we have 5 to 6 week long courses on different subjects from bidding and estimating, contract award and management. And actually that one is actually getting ready to start on Tuesday. So I think we still have a few slots left. So if anybody, construction contractors, are interested, please reach out to us and I'll make sure our information gets shared with you for that. We do about 1 workshop a month from different topics, from small business marketing to safety to understanding cash flow projections, things like that. And then we also have a prime partnership program, which allows us to help you connect with prime partners such as your larger general contractors who may be looking for subcontractors that do specific scopes of work. So they'll come to us knowing that contractors are vetted, they have education, they understand how the business works, and we'll help you get in contact with them, understand any processes they may have as far as pre-qualification to doing work with them. So it's a huge program. We're able to provide a lot of support. And the best part about it is it's no cost to the contractors, no monetary cost, I say. The agencies, the city of LA Metro, and LA County support this business. So that's why there's no cost to contractors. As far as money is concerned, there is a cost of effort and there's a cost of time. You get in what you get out what you put into it. So we've seen contractors who've started not knowing anything, and now they're doing millions of dollars worth of projects around the city in the LA metro area. So we know it works, and we know the plight of small businesses. We are a small business. We're a minority woman-owned business, so we understand the issues they face. And so that's why we're here. We're in a unique position to be able to help small businesses. As you guys know, if you're here in LA, there's billions of dollars of construction work that's happening in and around the city. As you know, the World Cup is coming up. The Olympics are coming. So we're trying to get the city ready. And I've been talking to a lot of GCs and a lot of agencies, and there's a lot of work coming up, and they just need people that can do it. And so our program is here to help small business contractors get prepared, get ready to do that work.
Are there any particular type of companies that you guys preference, or is it any business?
It's geared toward construction businesses. So definitely your hard construction, but also some construction adjacent professional services. We are able to help at a case by case basis.
Carlos, I can't help but letting you know, man. You remind me, you resemble Wayne Wade, NBA champion, former champion of the Miami Heat, man. You look just like him.
There's a small difference, though. His checkbook is a little bigger than mine.
His checkbook is a little bigger.
That's it.
But you're his doppelganger.
Man, I'm looking at him, man. I'm going, damn, this man looks like Dwayne Wade.
Have you gotten that before?
Yes, I've heard that a few times. Yes.
Married to Gabrielle Union, the actress, right?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. I used to get that when I was younger with
Chaka Khan.
With Chaka Khan and Pam Grier, and I was in Vegas one time, and somebody came up, and this was during the NBA All-Star game. The one time they had it there, and it was just crazy. We were trying to fly out, right? And so someone came up, he's like, "You're Pam Grier." I was like, "Shh, don't tell anybody." And so he went off running off to a journalist. I said, "Shh, don't tell anybody. I'm on the cognito."
see, Carlos, that's how you handle it, man. When they say, "Hey, Carlos, you look like Dwayne Wade," shh, don't tell anybody.
I haven't gotten anywhere free yet, so
there you go. Yeah.
But the one thing I want to say, Carlos, before you got to Meriwether and Williams, man, I used to team up with Meriwether and Williams, your employer, when I used to run the small business program over at LA Unified School District and LA Community College District. We used to bring you guys in for about 35, 45 minutes and have you speak about your bond program. So, that's when Pat was there. That was your boss's sister.
Mm-hmm.
That's when she was around. And we had a good relationship, man. So I'm familiar with your program.
We're still here. We're still doing it, going strong.
Oh, yeah. We've done a lot to work in partnership to help. And we would refer our small businesses over to Meriwether and Williams to get their bonding certification and get bonding insurance. So, yeah.
Oh, great.
I've always thought, so is it difficult? I know a lot of clients have found that to be a challenge, is being able to get bonded for in order to do business, especially in the contract world. Is that true? And if it is, what are some of the challenges and obstacles for them?
Yeah, it can be difficult. One example is, you have to have some sort of your financial statements and those things prepared. And so, working with that and working with the CPA can be intimidating. And so, the program, we actually do offer people that are enrolled a $3,200 subsidy to help you go, work with the CPA to get those financial statements together, to be able to go get your bonding. And so that's one of the services we offer. But we also work with sureties that understand construction. They understand the business. They know what we do as a program. So they know that, the contractor is not alone. They're in good hands. They have people helping them to get their bonding. And then once they get on the project, we have a field support project management that we help them with as well. So once they are in the field, we help them understand the project, the timeline, the scope of work they have. We meet with the project owner and everybody sit down at a kickoff meeting. So everybody's on the same level playing field. So that way, the bond is still secure all the way through the project. And so we don't just say, oh, here you go, you got a project, congratulations. We walk you through the end of it. And hopefully, as you're growing your capacity, we can help you grow as well. So there's some challenges, but we help you get through those.
So that's unique in other companies, because that's a lot for an insurance company. Most of them are not quite that serviceable.
Yes, we are pretty nuanced in what we do. I like to believe we're the best in the country at what we do. We're actually starting to expand our program, we just got doing our program in Charlotte, North Carolina. So we're trying to go across the country and help these public agencies engage with small businesses and help them get ready to do work in and around their cities.
Co-host, you remember earlier we were talking about finding a niche in the marketplace and maximizing on that niche to make it work for you, where you're unique, you're different, you're providing a service, right? Well, that's what Merriweather and Williams did, because they're just like other insurance companies that provide bonding and insurance services, but because the owner is a minority-owned, woman-owned business, she understands some of the struggles that minority construction firms experience in the marketplace, and one of that challenge is getting bonding. It's very difficult for a minority contractor to get bonding in the construction marketplace. So she stepped in with that. She was able to team up with the city of Los Angeles. And at the time, she also teamed up with LA Unified School District. I don't know if you guys are teamed up with the LA Community College District right now or with Metro, but back then, that's what they did. So that was their competitive advantage. They were able to do that because, some people say in the industry, if you've never felt the pain before, you don't know what it's like. So you can't speak about it. Well, this company, the owner, she's felt the pain because she's a minority. She's been in the industry. She's suffered multiple hurdles. So she was able to help soften that pain for contractors. So that's how she came about and was able to solve that pain for them.
That's pretty awesome, because I've been in the that's actually the industry I started out in, was the insurance industry, but not in bonding, but it was for risk management for individuals and medical employers for their medical and health insurances. We never gave classes to anybody. So it is not exactly a customer service don't extend to how you get insured. It's
exactly.
We will insure you long as you pay your premium.
That's it. All they got to do is pay.
Right, exactly. So I like that concept. And that's something Gilbert and I talk about all the time, is being able to have something unique that makes you stand out amongst your competitors. And so I see you guys have been in business for 25 years, so I can understand why you go that extra distance to really help people with the needs that they have. Awesome.
Definitely. And what we found is with small and diverse businesses, they can do the work. It's just the barriers and the hurdles they have to get over. But once there's a level playing field, they're very successful once they get contracts. So we're in the business of helping them grow their capacity, helping public agencies understand those barriers and how to move them around, to help small businesses have an opportunity. We're not saying give it to them, but just at least level the playing field so they have a shot at getting those opportunities.
Awesome.
Big C Luck is sending out a shout out to you there, Mr. Ray. He's saying, thank you for your presentation, sir. Great information. How can we learn more about the criteria to apply for small business marketing and prime partnering?
Oh, definitely. That's a great question. Thank you for that. So, one thing you can do to learn more about the program in general is go to LA Condev, LACONDEV.com. That's our program website. You can also email us at MWIS and I'll send this to you guys so you can put it in the
Okay,
chat.
yeah, put it in the
And
private
you
chat,
can
and we'll.
email us, and we'll send you all the information you need to get enrolled in the program.
So,
Sounds good.
Carlos, how did you get to Meriwether?
Oh man, that's a great question. So for my background is in marketing communications. So I've been in different arenas, from corporate to entertainment to sports to utilities, transportation. So previously, I was on a contract with LAWA or LA World Airports (LAX) for their landside access modernization program. I was on a contract there, and then a position here at Meriwether opened up, and I was able to get that position. So been rocking here for about 4 years now, doing the work that we do.
Awesome, awesome. Well, it sounds like a phenomenal. Gilbert is more. This is more his space. My business, my clients are really more just individual small businesses. But Gilbert, that's why we partnered up, is because he brings the aspect of doing contracts to our network of skills. And but my clients, but we are all focused, and I know with the Olympics coming and with so many opportunities in here in Los Angeles, that's what our focus has been, is on helping our businesses expand their skill sets and their knowledge so that they too can be bigger players. And when we look at minority owned businesses, they have the opportunities for them is not as great as other entities out there, and to be able to have people that can help them um, uh, scale those hurdles is awesome. So I commend you guys on that for them. So what's on the horizons for you guys and for you um, in the future here?
Yeah, so we're here to keep helping contractors get prepared. As I mentioned, all the work that's coming up, and we're here to continue doing that work. We're always looking in ways that we can be impactful and create change in our industry. So we're always down to understand and hear what people are looking for, and ways that we can step in and help innovate in our space. So still trying to open doors for small and diverse businesses, and give them a level playing field.
Okay.
So more work that we have to do. We're just getting started, and so we're excited about what we have in front of us.
So, Carlos, Meriwether and Williams, they provide surety bond for small contractors, and usually it's for some of those contractors who can't usually get bonding elsewhere from other companies, correct?
Yes, yes.
Uh,
So we have sureties that we work with that understand, like I was mentioning before, understand the small business, understand the landscape, and can work with us and help small businesses get, what am I trying to say? Get qualify for the bonding.
okay, so um, I don't know if you heard earlier when I was talking about teaming up with the big organization that might bring me in to do some mentor protege work for them. So I might be teaming up with you guys to help provide insurance and bonding for some of those guys. Okay.
Yeah, give
Uh,
me a call. Let's talk.
yeah. So Crystal has your phone number. So I'll reach out to you and we'll do that, because one of the reasons why I want to do this is not just because you guys provide services for firms who wouldn't normally obtain surety bond and insurance, but also because the owner of your company is a woman owned and minority owned business. So we want to bring that into the fold as well. So, are you guys DBE certified?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, so that's even much better. So, just so you know that, okay. So keep that in the top of your hat, because
Okay.
I'll be doing some outreach, and I'll be reaching out to other minority owners, other small businesses, disadvantaged businesses for that project. So keep that in mind, okay.
Okay, no, sounds good.
All
So
right,
you
man.
guys, so our next guest, Mr. Richard Palley, you guys do business with the Small Business Administration?
We have done a little bit, I believe, in the past, but they offer a little bit different service than we do.
Okay, okay. Well, we're going to bring him on. We're going to ask you to stay around as well, if you don't mind.
Oh, no problem.
And let's see what we got, Richard. So you ready, Richard? We're going to test your sound while we're here. There you go. So
Okay, you can hear me. Okay.
Yeah,
yeah,
well, we
we can
can't
hear you.
see you though.
Yeah, his system doesn't have capacity. So we're going to move him around, move us around that way. And Richard, you can speak, and I am going to use my magic of how I navigate on the computer.
Just so you know, guys, my co-host is a whiz kid when it comes to IT and apps and all of that, man. She's a whiz. So whenever she needs to do something, I just step back. See, look at that. She brought you in.
Nice.
I'm telling you, man, she's a whiz, man. I just step back and let her do her thing.
Richard, if there's a will, there's a way, man.
I see. I appreciate it. I was going to ask Carlos to act like he's me.
So y'all just pretend that Richard's mouth is moving. So Richard, tell us about, first of all, Richard,
Yes.
I want to congratulate you on your new position.
Yes.
Yes. Humble.
We are so excited for you. I
Thank
ran
you.
into your predecessor at an
Oh.
event, and he told me how happy he was that you are stepped into his shoes.
All right.
So that's Mr. Victor Parker. He was so excited when he was telling. He said, "Krista, have you heard?" I said, "I have."
Wow. Big shoes to fill, let me tell you.
So, Richard, tell us a little bit about yourself. I know Gilbert has known you for quite a long time. This is not your
Yes.
first time on the Business Zone. I think you
That's
came
right.
on in our first year.
Yes.
So, tell us a little bit about yourself and your new position.
Well, thank you. And Carlos, great presentation. I know Ms. Merriweather, and great to see that the company is still moving along. Crystal, to your point, yes, I met Gilbert when Small Biz Pro was built as an app, but nobody knew it existed yet. Just a few people. He had a few people in his pocket. I got a couple people trying it out. Let me know if it's working. But to see him where he is today, I'm so happy for Gilbert, because he's a man with great determination, lots of knowledge, and perseverance, which is so important as a small business owner. He's the first example of what you need to understand. You got to believe in yourself. You got to believe in what it is you do, and you got to believe that God called you for that mission, because there's going to be so much competition and so much adversity, right? Competition in the way of businesses in a space similar to yours, and then adversity where, as you're operating your business, things come up. I didn't expect that. I wasn't ready for that. What do I do now? And do you simply throw your hands up and say, forget it, maybe this wasn't the right thing to do? Or do you say, I'm going to figure this out and keep going? That was Gilbert.
Yeah.
And here we are. We met in a library in Alhambra.
Really?
Yes. We met in the public library in Alhambra for the first time. That's how it starts, my friend Carlos. That's how it started. But we had this conversation, and I believed in him then, and I see where he's gone now, and whatever I can do to serve and to help. What have I done? Yes, sir.
Richard, now that I'm looking back at that, I'm going, man, that was amazing, because we believed so much in what we were doing that we didn't
Yes.
care where we met.
Nope.
We met in the library, man.
Yes.
And in the library you got to be quiet, right? So we
Right,
were in there
right.
pitching.
Right. And Gilbert was kind enough to make sure we got a little room that we moved to after a while. So
Yeah.
we were definitely getting excited. He said, let's
Yeah.
go in this room. We're getting kind of loud.
Okay, I thought you guys met in other circumstances, but okay.
Yeah,
It was a
man.
phone conversation that led to the visit, Krista.
Well, there you have it. So now I understand. I think I saw an email going back and forth to you guys that you guys have gone through a lot together.
Yes.
So now I completely understand
Yes.
that conversation.
Yeah.
So
Yes, Crystal.
Richard, you've been in the banking and nonprofit sector for over 11 years in
Yes.
financial institutions and
Yes.
nonprofits in the
Yes.
business development area. What
Yes.
does it feel like being the deputy district director of the Small Business Association administration?
It feels amazing. That means I'm a co-pilot, right, of the plane that is flying over Los Angeles County, Ventura County, and Santa Barbara County, overseeing the operations of those offices, of our office and our staff, journeying out into those areas to help small business. And it's a very humbling experience because I never thought I'd work for the federal government. But it's humbling in that I realize all the businesses that I've talked to and worked with, all of that was preparing me for a time now where I could be in a position to guide a team as to what it is. Some of them know what it's like, some of them are newer, but really understanding the landscape and what they have. A lot of people do not realize, especially in our communities, what the SBA actually does and how much we can offer in the way of assistance, not only through capital. When people think SBA, they think automatically that means a loan. Well, that's true. That's part of it. That's one of the C's when you think about what we do. But what I tell people is remember 3 C's and a D. It's counseling, it's capital, it's contracting. And when you get in trouble like we had in Monterey Park, and like we had up in Northern California with floods and straight winds and everything else, it's disaster loan assistance.
And one C that's missing, man,
Yes, sir.
is certification, baby. Don't forget that certification.
That falls under contracting, my friend.
Okay.
Yeah, when we talk contracting, you talk about 8A certification. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We are absolutely here. When it comes to bonding, we have surety bonds, and I'm not going to go into a deep discussion about that, but just saying that the products exist. I don't want to be the products guy that says, hey, let's go through and talk about each and every loan program that we have. I prefer to say we have microloans, so we could do a loan. One of our lending partners can do a loan as small as $5,000, and you'll find that at nonprofits. The banks usually don't want to go that low because it's not profitable for them to make a loan that small.
Yeah.
That's where you go to your nonprofits. That's where you get your feet wet.
Yeah.
Right, you get that smaller loan. Microloans are up to $50,000. So you go ahead and get started. That's that infusion capital. When Gilbert was on fire when I met him, I said, one of these days I'm going to help this guy get a loan to accelerate his growth. That's what you're looking for, that injection capital, if you will, beyond your own investment. When you start to progress along and you can demonstrate through financials and business history that you are profitable, that you're maintaining your credit, right? You're not selling your children's bicycles and your old cars to try to get money, but you're really making money through your business. Yeah. And friends, families, and fools, right? Who are out there giving you the capital. That's OPM, other people's money. Mm-hmm. But here, you have the opportunity as you're moving along, get counseling. We have small business development centers throughout Southern California. Well, it's throughout all of California, but within our region, there's 9 different small business development centers that people can go to. Yeah. Our federal tax dollars, I want to say this very, very clearly, ladies and gentlemen, those that are listening and who'll see the recording later, your federal tax dollars are paying for this system. Put your own tax dollars to work for you by utilizing the system. So when I say when you go to a small business development center, the services are free, I only mean that the counseling is available at no cost to you when you walk in because you've already invested in the system. We have already invested in the system in our tax dollars, okay? So that's how these programs are supported, as well as funding from financial institutions that need to get what we call CRA credit, Community Reinvestment Act credit. So what does that mean to you? Opportunities abound, and it's up to you to go knock on make a phone call, get a hold of somebody, send an email, schedule an appointment, and show up. You can do this virtually. I suggest personally these days, now that we're a little bit freer to move about the country, as the airlines would tell us, right? You're free to travel about the country. Show up. I talked to Gilbert on the phone. Let's go back to his story. And he said, I got to meet you. And I was the guy that was doing funding. I got to talk to you. I got to talk to you. Once we met, that's what solidified the relationship, because I was able to look in his eyeballs, listen to his voice, and recognize he is committed. If you're committed to your own success, you will take the efforts necessary to get the counseling, to get the understanding how you need to organize yourself. And I don't mean moving from I mean moving from working out of your home where you're just filing as a sole proprietor, moving from your home into some other location, right? Unless you have an ADU, where you're really separating personal from business. This is where I'm going with this. There's nothing wrong with working from home when you're getting started. But you know when people take you seriously? When you show some financials, forget about where you're operating from it first, but when you show financials, it says, look, when you look at my tax returns, I'm paying the federal government taxes because I'm making money. Okay, now you've got people's attention. You have tax returns that prove that you're making money. You're not just taking the money from one pocket of your pants and stick it in the other pocket of your pants, okay?
Exactly.
So when you begin to demonstrate that through your financials, that says, yes, I'm moving along, guess what? Now you have people's attention. When you show that you're managing your credit, yes, I am managing my credit. I do have a 660. You could have come from a 550 and got yourself eventually to the point of a 660. Now I'm picking a lower end credit score because I don't want people to think you always have to have 700 or above. It's ideal if you do, because what does it mean? It makes the access to capital amounts that are larger available to you, one, and it makes an opportunity for you, provides an opportunity for you with certain financial institutions to get cheaper capital. What do I mean by cheaper? The interest rate isn't quite as high. Our interest rates now are above 7%, obviously, and we all know that. But what I'm saying here is getting an 8% loan, for example, from your local bank versus going to, let's pick somebody, Joe's money lending. I won't say laundering, but money lending. Your check cashing place down the street, and he's saying, yeah, that'll be 25% interest on your money, and you repaying weekly, right? How about establishing great credit to be able to demonstrate that you have the character necessary to manage using OPM, and being available and willing and able to pay that 10% for now? As you begin to grow and your credit gets better and the income in your business gets better, that 10% moves to 7. It moves to where the market is now. Then when the market changes and it goes from 7 down to 4, guess what? Because you have the credit standings, because you have the relationship with the financial institution, and you have the federal government, the SBA, backing that loan with a guarantee. What does that guarantee mean, by the way? The SBA guarantees loans. We don't make loans, except when we're doing disaster loans, or in the case of the pandemic, we were issuing PPP loans. But let's continue to move forward. I don't want to make this a long preview. We could talk about things individually at another time. But the reality is, when you get yourself positioned to be able to get less expensive capital because of good standings, because of earning income, now you get an opportunity of choice. You're starting with a nonprofit that says, okay, we'll give you that first $10,000, we'll give you that first $25,000. Or when you think about an SBA microloan guaranteed, that's just an insurance policy. We are the best kept secret in the way of insurance, and that the SBA guarantees the financial institution at a percentage based on the size of the loan, that if you default, that financial institution says, if you default, I'm going to the SBA to get some of the money I've lost back. That's where their motivation is to lend to you when they would not normally lend to you under their basic guidelines, which are much more challenging to meet. That's why we're here. We're here to give you that extra boost to say it is possible. When you get past 50,000, now your business is really moving along. And we're not talking about buying property yet now. I'm talking about you're looking to hire people. You need more capital in your business. Guess what? We have another loan program that can get you anywhere from the 50,000 to 350,000 when you're going to a nonprofit. Certain ones have licenses to be able to go that high. Banking institutions can go to as much as $2 million. Now, I'm not going to start naming numbers and all these different products, but I just want to talk about opportunity, the capital that becomes available to you. Doors begin to open wide as you're managing your business effectively, managing your finances, where you can demonstrate that you're making money, you're being responsible, paying your money to the federal government. And then ultimately, what do you want to do? You want to buy equipment for that restaurant? Absolutely. The lending is available for that with the guaranteed by the SBA. And where I really want to see our people at, Gilbert, Carlos, Crystal, not necessarily in that order. I'll go Crystal. I just said it that way because the way you're appearing on my screen.
No problem.
Ladies first, Crystal, Carlos, guest next, and then Gilbert, co-host. When you can get into real estate purchases, now you're talking about multi-million-dollar loans to buy the building. Why not? Gilbert, I'm done.
So,
Go ahead, Crystal.
But the SBA doesn't personally. I can't walk into the SBA. But you guys use other like CDFIs, lenders that actually facilitate the loans, right? But the money is being guaranteed by the SBA.
That is correct. And the CDFIs, for those that don't know, that's an acronym. We love this in the government and in our systems between the U.S. Treasury, the state, local governments, and of course the federal government, which I work a part of, Certified Development Financial Institutions. These are largely nonprofit institutions. There are some small amount of CDFIs that are for-profit, but they're doing much, much bigger volume. But let's talk about the local CDFI. You can find them in your community. These are nonprofit organizations who do have license, as Crystal has mentioned, to actually do lending. They're getting lending dollars invested in them by the local banking institutions who are trying to help our communities that cannot qualify for conventional, traditional bank financing for one reason or another. So the opportunity, this is all about, this meeting today is an opportunity meeting where the opportunities for you to get access to capital, get access to counseling, get access to bonding, get access to contracts, etc. through the CDFI, your local nonprofit can help. Your local city of Los Angeles has 9 business source centers, for example, in the Los Angeles area that have the ability to do lending because they have that certification. Community Development Financial Institution. They can make loans. Thank you, federal government, with the U.S. Treasury. That's where that certification comes from. That's where they have the ability to help you. So help is definitely around. Make sure you call Kristen and Gilbert. Find out how to find it.
And on the contracting and certification side,
yes,
we know that the SBA has at least 5 different certifications that it does for small businesses. Now, I know some of our listeners here are women-owned businesses, women-owned entrepreneurs, and I really want to stress to them, to the female who are watching the show, the females watching the show today, there is a certification with the SBA for women-owned businesses. It doesn't matter what ethnicity you are, as long as you're a woman, you can apply for this certification as you're a female owned entrepreneur facility. It's called WOSB, Women Owned Small Business Certification. Guys, you need to check that out, because once you become certified as a WOSB, then you can start tapping into certain contracts that has that kind of requirement for women-owned small businesses. And it's it's a self-certification. And I don't want to say it's easy. It's easier than many other certifications.
Thank you, Gilbert.
Put it that way.
There you go.
So we would love for you guys to check it out. If you don't know anything about it, you can reach out to Mr. Palley, Richard
Yes.
Palley, or you
Yep.
can reach out to me here on the Business Zone, and I can walk you guys through that process. But we need more women-owned certified businesses in that SBA program. Currently, I think there's about 4% of women-owned businesses certified in the SBA woman-owned program. That's pitiful, guys. That's pitiful.
Yes.
We got to get that number up.
Yes.
It's amazing, though. I do training for this New Women's Business Center, and I believe they're one of the entities that nonprofits that the SBA works with as
Yes.
well. But and I teach there. I've been teaching there for the last 3 years, I think. And I teach a launch your own, start your own business. And there's so many women that don't know that those opportunities exist for them.
That's true.
They feel that they have to struggle with it, including the bonding, Carlos. It's for whatever reason, it doesn't seem to translate well with women that are going into business, right? And I don't know what that is. But I do know when I mentioned that, and I mentioned the SBA, even though they're coming through the New Women's Business Center, they're like, "Oh, really? What is that?" Right?
Yeah.
So it's when I found out about the Small Business Administration years ago in Los Angeles, we used to have a lot of business expos. I'm the co-director of Recycling Black Dollars, so Mohammed Nazardine actually had a Black Business Expo every year, and then there's like 2 expos a year, and that's how I found out it, because you guys were always a vendor there, along with PCR, Pacific Coast Regional Center. But if that had not have happened, if I had not had that introduction when I first started my business, I too wouldn't have known anything about it. And that's the thing. Like, one of the things I found, and I don't know about you guys, and we're all in business, is that in Los Angeles, we work in such silos. If you're not part of the network of people that are doing and making things happen in Los Angeles, you don't have a clue what's happening here.
That's true. That is
Very
true.
well said.
Have you found that to be the case too, Carlos?
Oh yeah, definitely. If you're not in the cool kids club, you won't know what's going on.
What do I need to do to become a part of the cool kids club?
Exactly.
Right. So I don't know if we have to, and that's the reason for the Business Zone, and I do the community briefing, is because I have found that there's a deficit in our community. One of the reasons I launched the community briefing, which is another a podcast that I do every Thursday at 11 a.m., is because I knew when the pandemic hit that our minority-owned businesses were not going to know that there was money out there for them.
They were out of the loop.
They were out of the loop. If they weren't part, I like what Carlos says, the cool kid club.
The cool kids club.
No, that's good. That's portable, Carlos. That's portable.
That's portable. So what do we need to do to make sure? And I know, like I said, those of us that are in the core, we know, but how do we get that message out to a broader a network of individuals so that they know that these services are available for them? Anybody got any ideas?
It's listening to programs like yours, Crystal, and it's not just listening, but it's acting on what they're learning on the program like yours.
Yeah,
you are giving valuable information, giving Carlos and I an opportunity to say, look, here's opportunity that exists with us. When you talk about the SBA, go to sba.gov. Right? Go to our websites. Go to Carlos's website with Meriwether and Williams. Learn about where they're located. Sometimes it gets to be a bit cumbersome trying to understand what you see written online. It's like, okay, I see the information. I don't quite understand. No problem. That's where you look on the website and you find a phone number and you call somebody and you say, I think what you're sharing is something I could use. Can you tell me more about it? When can I set up an appointment? You have to take action. The information is not going to jump off the screen and slap you in the face and say, let's go. It's not going to, a hand's not going to come through the screen and pass you a few dollars and say, are you ready yet? You've got to act on what you learn, and you have to believe that you can prosper by following the instructions of those of us who are there waiting for you, those of us who have gone the path before you and saying, you know what, it does work. Jump in the water. It's actually warm. You'll be all right.
I have a question for both Richard from the SBA
Yes, sir.
and Carlos from Meriwether and Williams Insurance Services. So we've talked a lot about bonding, we've talked about insurance, we've talked about loans and certification. So based on both of your experiences, do you think, can you tell me what percentage of your clientele are women-owned businesses getting bonding and insurance? Carlos and Richard, can you tell me that?
That's a great question. I don't have an exact answer, but just from what I've seen, I probably would say maybe 20 to 30%.
Really? That high?
Yeah.
That high?
From what I've seen,
Really?
Great
Because
for him, 'cause it's not true with the SBA. Go ahead.
go ahead, Richard. I want to
No,
hear
I
your
was going
number.
to say,
and I could be a little off, but that's from what I've seen.
do know that women-owned small business, and we do have women business centers, by the way. So to
Yeah.
our female entrepreneurs that are on
Yeah.
the line, or those that are seeing this particular broadcast at a later time, definitely look for your local WBC. We talked about the SBDC, Small Business Development Center.
Yeah.
There are also women business centers throughout Los Angeles. Not as many women's business centers as they are the small business development centers, but they exist. And for those, by the way, I didn't want to forget those who served our country, Crystal and Gilbert. We have the Veterans Business Owned Center. They just opened a new center right down in Long Beach on on Cal State Long Beach's campus. Okay, so there's a local one there. The other one is up in Ventura. But to your point, Gilbert, the number of women-owned businesses is growing, but it's still not enough, in terms of those that are actually utilizing the system.
Right.
Statistically, if we look online, we can see that women-owned businesses are probably running somewhere around, I would say nationally, about 20% of our new business starts. Right, so a lot of women are starting to push. Here in California, it's closer to 40 actually when you talk about female-owned new business starts in California.
Right.
Women are definitely running out there, and I want to encourage them to keep going. Also think about SCORE. There are SCORE chapters. SCORE stands for Service Corps of Retired Executives. These are our partners. What does that mean? That means we're paying them to provide the counseling that is needed for people so you can take advantage of your federal tax dollars that you've already paid that pays for these individuals. So this is professional expert training and counseling that you will get. Everything is not a classroom. Some of your meetings are going to be one-on-one, looking at your tax returns, looking at your bank statements, looking at your credit report, helping you to interpret, understand what that information looks like and how you need to fix it. Right? I'm saying fix it because maybe you're only at a 640. There are nonprofits that I used to do loans with credit scores as low as 640. You couldn't get more than $50,000, but I did them nonetheless with the institutions I was with, the nonprofits, going back to what Crystal shared earlier. But now you have somebody that can explain to you why it's important to work on that credit, to go ahead and get yourself a credit card, to start building credit or establishing credit if you don't have it before. Credit is critical in the world's business system. Credit is critical. Why is it? Because it's giving a history of your responsibility or lack of responsibility in using OPM, other people's money. Those other people who you got their credit card, right, or who you got their loan from, and you didn't pay, they go to the agency and say they didn't pay, or they go to the agency and say they're the best thing since sliced bread.
So
Yes,
here's our findings here on the Business Zone. As you know, the Business Zone is one of those entities that we got to be in the know. We got to know what's going on. We do our research. We do all kinds of, we move all the rocks and see what's under it. Okay.
Yep.
So here's our findings on the Business Zone. Since 2019, 65% of all new business entering in the marketplace have been women-owned businesses. 65%. since 2019, just before the pandemic. Now, after the pandemic, we see a rise, and here's why we saw a rise. Because remember, during the pandemic, women say, "Huh, I'm not going to work anymore. I'm not going to go work for the man. I'm going to stay home." So women stayed home. They weren't working anymore, but they needed money. So what did they do? They started their own business. So there's a lot more women in the marketplace becoming new entrepreneurs. So we know that number is up there to 65 to 68% of new business starts
Yes.
have been women-owned businesses, right? Now, going back to the number that I asked about earlier, in the marketplace, we've seen steadily that as far as women-owned businesses getting contracts, government contracts, that's 4%. Women-owned business getting loans from a bank, that's 4%. Women-owned business getting funding from a venture capitalist, that's 7%. So it's been steady in that category, 4 to 7% for women-owned business. That's why I was curious to know, with regard to bonding, how many of those were women-owned business. And I can, I'm not going to dispute your numbers because you guys are doing this every day, but I have a strong feeling that that number is very synonymous with that 4 to 7% for women-owned businesses. Because since there's a lot of women, since there's not a lot of women in construction, you see what I'm saying? That's why I'm thinking that.
And what I'll say is, since a lot of the my clients that I coach and consult with are women, a lot of times they feel they're going to be denied.
Yeah.
So women are more likely to bootstrap and
Yeah.
do things on their own, which unfortunately means they're going to stay small, right?
Yep.
Because they're never going to be able to get to that place where they can what I've seen in the accounting part of my practice is that most women are sole proprietors,
Yeah.
and they never really exceed beyond maybe 65. Maybe they're lucky if they get to 80,000 in profit or in revenue, not even profit, in revenue. They never get up to that 100 or 200, and if they do, they're pretty phenomenal at what they do. Like your boss, the owner of your company, Carlos. They have to be a whole different mindset because they feel they're going to be turned down, and so they won't go out there and even try because they feel that the door to entry is so challenging. They rather just go at it on a small scale, just enough to take care of themselves and their families. That's what I found.
Right. And if they do make more than 80,000 a year, it's because they're lucky enough to get a government contract. And that government contract sometimes could run anywhere from $150,000 to maybe 200,000. If you want to push it, you could push it to 250, $250,000. But that's usually what you can make as a sole proprietorship. That's a scope of your earning, unless you bring in staff, unless you bring in 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 staff members to help you. But if you're a solo entrepreneur, you making 150, 160 might be your ceiling. Now, Big C Luck said a plethora of women small business owners, they're over the social media issues. It's an issue. A lot are not operating with an LLC and aren't counted in the surveys or aware of resources that Mr. Palley and Mr. Ray speak of. So that's probably another justification there for why we don't see too many women in the marketplace doing stuff. They're on social media and they're probably not taking advantage of LLC status and other status. That's what Mr. Big C Luck said.
And I will say, as far as the LLC part, if they do that after they've been to a number of workshops and classes, and especially capital accessibility meeting workshops, they'll jump into a corporation that may not be suitable for the business that they're doing. Because they don't understand, right? They don't understand whether
Yeah.
they should be a S corp or a C corp or what they
Uh-huh.
should, or an
Yes.
LLC. So, but they
Yes.
just do it because somebody told them you got to
Yep.
do that to
Because
find
Ray
capital.
and Pookie down the corner tell them they should do
Nice. Nice.
it. And guess what? Guess what? When they do that and thinking they're okay, they then find out when they come to me for certification or they come to me to help them get contracts, then they find out, oops, I don't really have all the documents I need. I need my bylaws. I need my articles. I need my meeting minutes.
Mhm.
I need my shareholders agreement.
Preach, brother.
I need my stock certificate. I need my stock ledger. Oh, what about my board resolution? You see what I'm saying?
Right, exactly. So I guess that means that we need to focus more on women because women make amazing business owners, right? Because
Yes.
they're managing households. So what's the difference between a household, a husband, and children that they can't manage a business, employees?
Yes.
That's definitely another episode for sure.
Hey, our field correspondent, Mr. Greg Snee, just joined us. He said, "Did I hear my name, Pookie, called?"
But that that's huge, especially and it's so funny because when at the new women's business center, I'm working with any class that I've had, and I have to say, out of all the organizations that I teach and train for, the new I'm usually got class sizes of 25 to 30 women every month that I do, and they consistently come to the class. It's a 6-week program, and that's the largest usually, and sometimes it's even been bigger than that.
Yeah.
So they're there trying to get the information.
Yeah.
But I don't know, there's some other components that's not getting them to Meriwether, that's not getting them to you, Richard.
Yeah.
Yes.
And maybe we need to do some things differently when those of us that are coaching them, to encourage them that there are opportunities there for them, and to at least give it a try, as long as they got all their pieces and their I's dotted and their T's crossed.
Maybe
and usually
Yes.
they're the ones that are with their I's dotted and their T's crossed.
maybe we can do a collaboration workshop with Carlos and Mr. Palley and ourselves, and we hit them from different sides, hit them with the bonding and the surety bond and insurance, hit them with the SBA loans and certifications, and then we can hit them with the back office bookkeeping and all that stuff.
And then
That
we
would be
can bring
great.
in Greg, and he can do financial literacy.
Yes, yes, yes. We'll
Now
bring in
you're talking.
Pookie. Oh man, this is amazing, man. See, this is the kind of discussions we need to have.
Yes.
We no longer can operate. We no longer need to operate in silos. Where
Yes.
you got one resource off there and 5 miles away, another resource 10 miles away, another resource. We got to bring them together, man, and let them all work together.
Yes.
Agreed.
Awesome,
I
awesome.
think it's about sharing information. There's so much opportunity. Me sharing information with somebody is not going to impact the opportunity I have, and it's not going to impact your opportunity. There's so much
Exactly.
out here.
Mhm.
So we
Exactly.
can share information. We don't have to be scared of,
Oh,
if I share you this, you're going to take away what I'm trying to do. No,
Yes.
there's so much out here. We can all be successful.
right.
Yes.
And the
Hey,
thing that
Carlos.
we want to do, we really want to get these businesses ready for for World Cup, the FIFA World Cup, and
Yep.
and the Olympics. We really
Yes.
want to do that, and that's
Yes.
only how many years away? That's like
2 years for the
2
FIFA.
to 4 years away.
Yeah.
Yes.
26 and 28.
And then 26 and
Yes.
28. Yes.
Yes, so we need to get on that, man. We need to do a call out. We need to do a call. As a matter of fact, we want to let Richard, we want to let you and Carlos know that our anniversary, the Business Zone anniversary, we'll be celebrating that soon, within the next 60 days. We want to invite you guys to be a part of that. You guys could come attend and probably be a speaker or something.
Yeah,
So
we're
that
gonna do it
folks know.
in a remote. It's gonna be in a live setting, and
Yes.
I think
Great.
we're identifying a place in Inglewood to do it. She has and this is a woman-owned business, and she has a collaborative where she invites other retail businesses. They actually get to display and sell their products outside of in her platform, and it gives them a place to have a brick and mortar and at the same time be e-commerce as well. So I think we're going to do it there. I'm going to be reaching out to her next week to solidify that. So yeah, that would be fantastic, Richard, you bringing information, and as well as for you, Carlos. I think the outreach just has to be different for the women. I know,
Yeah.
when I coach women, I coach them with more encouragement and motivation than I do
Hmm.
with my men. Because of the fact sometimes they just need that to know that it's okay, and
Yes.
that if they're prepared, they're not going to be turned down. And I think they need to hear that from you guys
Yes.
as well,
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely. I agree.
Couldn't
to
agree
take the
more.
fear out of it.
Yes.
Right.
So, do you guys want to share some last information with our audience? Let them know. By the way, guys, just so you know, if you're just tuning in, you are on the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert. And we also have two special guests here. We got Mr. Carlos Ray from Meriwether and Williams Insurance Services. And we also got the amazing Mr. Richard Palley Jr., SBA Deputy Director here, trying to give you guys some money. So you want to reach out to us, guys, and make sure they're going to put their contact information in the chat for you guys, so you can reach out. You know, if you're a construction business and you want to tap into bonding, surety bonding, or insurance for your business, then you want to talk to Mr. Carlos Ray. If you want an SBA loan, a line of credit, or certification or contracting, you want to talk to Mr. Richard Palley. So that information, and my calls just put it in the chat for you. Mr. Carlos Ray, a website is lacondev.com. That's lacondev. So I'm assuming it's LA Contractor Development Program. So it's lacondev.com. Is that correct, Carlos?
Yes, sir. That's correct.
Perfect. And Mr. Richard Palley's information is coming up, guys. You can tap
Here we
into
go.
that, and you can reach out to him. Again, I know many of you small businesses, you got hurt, you got injured over the pandemic. So you weren't able to get a loan or line of credit or funding or a grant when you needed it the most. And part of that reason is because many of you were not ready, didn't have your paperwork in order, didn't know where to find certain documentation, because you figure more or less, I could get to it whenever I needed it. That's why we have Small Biz Pro guys. You can put your documents in that platform, and you can access it in 6 seconds or less, wherever you are in the world. If you're in a different country, you're in the field, and you need your balance sheet, your profit and loss statements, your tax returns, you need your capability statement, you even need a proposal that you already have written, your business license, your insurance, your bonding. You can just tap into that, guys. So I put the link in the chat for you also. You can try out Small Biz Pro for 10 days free. And then if you want to keep it, then you and I can talk, and I can extend that license for you guys.
Awesome, awesome. This has been an incredible show. Thank you so much, Carlos, for being a guest. Richard, thank you. And I know it was challenging for you to get on here, man, but you got
we
here.
gotta give him a gift for being able to get in.
we made it work, because that's the type of business people we are, right? You make it work. So
The
thank
gift
you,
of
Richard.
friendship is gift enough. Thank you so much, Krista, for your
Thank you.
patience.
Thank you
All
for
those
having
text
me.
messages I've been sending you since since like 20 to 3. What's going on? Why can't I get in?
Well, this we do know: the government is locked down solid, man.
Right.
Oh, it is.
Right.
It is. I had to get my personal PC. You're right.
Well,
They ain't letting
we
no-
definitely want to have you guys at our anniversary, man. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, so thank you
Looking
guys
forward to it.
so much.
Congratulations.
this platform is the show is actually streaming live on LinkedIn, Facebook, 3 Facebook pages actually, Twitter, and as well as yes, LinkedIn, 3 Facebook pages, and Twitter, and YouTube. So you can find us anywhere on social media. We ask you guys to go over and hit the subscribe button, and I'm going to pop it up. And you can also use this handy dandy little QR code right here, but you can go over to the Business Zone, hit the subscribe button. I will go back and put some more information in about and make sure that the chat and the YouTube has the contact information for our guests, as well as the resources and services that they provide. And please reach out to them, guys. This is why these platforms exist, why the Business Zone exists, to bring information to you that you may not be aware of. So if you like this episode, please hit the subscribe button. It helps us quite a bit to continue to grow. We're looking to monetize this platform, so we need your help to do so. So thank you guys so much. Richard, thank you for going all out there, dude, and keeping persistent and getting
Man, he's dedicated to the game, man.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. My commitment has not changed over the last 13 years. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, brother.
Good choice for the Small Business Administration having Richard
Thank
as
you.
the
Mr.
deputy director.
Director.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm humbled. Thank you.
Carlos, man, much respect to you, man. Say hi to your wife, Gabrielle Union, for me.
I thought he looked familiar.
Yeah, does he look like Dwayne Wade,
Wade.
man?
Yes.
That's his undercover. His Superman pseudonym.
I told you guys, we're living a little bit different.
Oh, don't let his checkbook intimidate you.
No, I'm not intimidated. I need it, is what I'm trying to say.
Thank you guys.
Well, thank you,
he
bro.
he just bought a WNBA basketball team. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Chicago Skies. Yes.
Now, I'm actually very impressed with a lot of our celebrities and ball players. They're making some major moves. I heard this morning, I think I read this morning that Sean Combs is looking to, he put in a bid to buy Disney ABC.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
I hope he's safe, because the last time Bill Cosby tried that with Channel 4, that didn't go over so well.
Exactly.
Well, I think Kyrie Irving and who else? Another basketball player. They're trying to buy a media company.
I heard that as well.
Yeah.
Well, Dr. Claude Anderson had indicated the steps to creating economic wealth for Black people and legacy generation. Step number 5 is media outreach, being able to tell your own stories and having the ear of your people, which is some of the inspiration behind the community briefing, and as well as the Business Zone is making sure we tell our own stories, talking to our own people. So.
Sounds like a plan, man.
All righty, guys. We're going to sign off. Let you guys go off and have a fantastic weekend. Be safe.
All 3 of you as well.
And we look forward to the next time you visit us on the Business Zone. And know that this is a platform there for you. If you got something you want to share, reach out to us, and we would love to have you here.
Sounds great. Thank you guys so much. Have a great
day. Look forward to seeing you both in person.
All righty.
And the link will be on YouTube, guys. You can just go to, as a matter of fact, it's on there right now. It's live. So after you guys hang up, you can go there, copy the link, and then use that link for your marketing purpose, man. Just say, hey, I was on the show as a guest. This is what we covered.
And hit the subscribe button while you're over there.
And hit the subscribe button.
Exactly.
All right, folks. Now you're going to listen
everyone.
to yours, Julie's wonderful voice.
All righty. So we're going to sign off. Gilbert, you're going to hit us.
As a small biz pro, I saw we roll, using procurement, program, and control. As a small biz pro, I saw we grow, using procurement, program, and control. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur.